Welcome to the J. Will Podcast. This podcast is for informational purposes and should not be considered a legal, health, or tax advice of any kind. If you would like to donate to the J. Will Podcast, locate the donate feature on the rss.com homepage or via Cash App at $J. Will Podcast. Now, here's your host, J. Will.
What's going on? What's going on? This is your boy, J. Will, your host of the J. Will Podcast. Listen, don't forget to hit me up at LeeWill@gmail.com. LeeWill, @gmail.com. And if you have not done so, go to your Play Store and download the Live 365 app, the Live365.com app, and type in J. Will Gospel Radio. You can listen to gospel music 24/7, 7 days a week from anywhere. You can listen on your car. You can listen while you're riding your bicycle, getting some exercise. If you're running on the treadmill, you know how we do. Listen at J. Will Gospel Radio. We have contemporary gospel, we have quartet, we have urban. You name it, we got it. Gospel rap, gospel choirs. And if you're an inspiring artist and you like for some of your music to be potentially played on my radio station, hit me up, LeeWill@gmail.com. Send me a master MP3 photo and a short bio, and I'll get back with you as soon as time permits. All right, ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, boys and girls, squirrels and rabbits. Boy, have I got a treat for you tonight. I have a young lady that is the author of a new book. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Bridget Wiles. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're all blessed. It just got done raining, but that's okay. We need it so it can knock down some of this smoke that's coming from over in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, one thing I want to mention, if you have comments, go ahead and type those in the comment section, and I will see them. And if your comment is appropriate, I will read your comment out loud. And if you have a question for Miss Bridget, go ahead and shoot those down there and I can read those out. So we want to get started. I am so glad to have you on. I appreciate you taking the time out for an old fella to come on talk.
No, I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. You're not an old fella, but thank you.
Well, I think I got plenty of gray hair, man. Look, it looks different than my intro. I'm gonna have to take some more. I'm gonna do some more photos. So the secret is, the reason I have the black beard in the intro is that I was dyeing it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's true. J. Will went to the box. I had the box. I had that box, and that stuff started tearing up the skin on my face. I noticed sores and stuff, and so I was like, I'm going natural, and so. I let all that stuff, that dye grow out, and what you see now is the black version of Santa Claus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Black Santa. All right.
Yeah. All right. So, where are you from?
I'm originally from Cincinnati, and then lived in Dallas several years. Now I live in Atlanta.
Oh, Cincinnati. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
So you're a Bengal fan or a Red fan? Atlanta Braves, I know it. You down there.
Right. Yeah. That's always a debate in my family.
Oh, yeah. I like the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I like the Atlanta Braves too.
Yeah, but since I'm in Cincinnati, I try to, be true to the cause around here. These people get wild about the Bengals and the Reds. So how long have you lived in Atlanta?
Ooh, I've been in Atlanta this time probably about 15, maybe about 12 years this time.
Okay.
I went to school here and then I left, went to Dallas, and then I came back.
Man, Dallas is hot, ain't it?
It's very hot.
Yeah, people, here in Cincinnati, people are like, oh my God, it's so hot. Oh my God. It's like, y'all don't really understand what hot is. When you get down there around that Gulf and that warm water, and the humidity and the heat together is a whole different animal.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I grew up in southern Mississippi, around the Gulf Coast area, and I'd walk outside, and you would sweat oil and water.
Is that hot?
Is that hot? Y'all look at southern people's like, man, why their face so greasy? They can't help it. The sun is pulling everything out of them. It's bananas down there. Um, so yeah, what is your background in business?
So my background in business, my family has had an urban planning firm for about 45 years. My dad started that firm. So I kind of grew up around business. Um, and then I had a nonprofit for 12 years of my own. So it's just been in our family to be entrepreneurs. So that would be I guess my formal training around business.
Okay.
Um, my education is social and community development. So I've kind of melded the two more. My work, I would like to think my work kind of intersects around urban planning and economic development. And I've melded the two into what I do now, or what I've launched as my passion project, which is Get Legit. And so
Okay.
that's kind of where the background comes from.
So tell me a little bit about urban development. What do you mean by that? In case the people don't know what that means.
Sure. So urban planning is really about rebuilding communities. We don't we don't go into communities uninvited. We work with communities, mostly communities of color that have been disinvested for a long period of time, and work with them about rebuilding those communities so that they can experience the same thing that other communities do as well, and realize that same wealth and economic mobility and empowerment just like everybody else. A lot of our work centers around those communities that just haven't had that, or have just been left to the side, if you will, for quite some time. And so we will help them with redeveloping those communities through neighborhood plans, or anti-displacement strategies, so that when the communities come back online, if you will, that they can stay there and realize the same type of wealth and participate in whatever is coming online, just like everybody else. And so um, I guess that's the boiled down version of what we've been doing for the last 45 years in the company.
So basically, if I understand it correctly, sustainability from a cultural aspect
Mm-hmm.
in the urban community.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to get up. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this because we're going to be talking about her new book in just a minute. But you piqued my interest here.
Mm-hmm.
So it in helping communities evolve, if you will, to sustainability means that there's grocery stores and banks and urban businesses owned in those communities, which will help the community be self-sustaining.
Mm-hmm. And
So
I
go
wouldn't
ahead.
say evolve, because they probably were there before, and they
Ah,
probably, for whatever reason, for a number of reasons, maybe the community changed over time and those businesses went away, and so um, they want to stay there, but other things, the communities change, and so they want to stay in their communities, and they want to realize the same type of economic mobility that everyone else has, other communities have, and so they want to bring that back to their community. So we will help them reinvest in their communities. That's really what our work is about, and making sure that when the community um, when the community grows or other things happen in their communities, the vacant lots get transformed and the property values increase, that they don't get priced out of their communities, that they can stay and realize that same value. And
ah.
so that's really what our work centers around in urban planning.
So I know you know where Avondale is here in Cincinnati.
I do.
So Avondale had a grocery store in Avondale that just closed down,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the store had been open a couple of years, but they were unable um, to make it over there in
Mm-hmm.
Avondale, so they had to close. I don't know all the pertinent details involved around that, but I don't think that the revenue was there enough to
Mm-hmm.
help them be able to sustain that grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
In those instances, how would your organization help those, that business of that nature?
Um, well, the grocery store probably closed because you didn't have enough, like you said, enough what we would say rooftops to support the grocery store. Um, the neighborhood probably transitioned over time. I'm very familiar with Avondale. I lived in North Avondale, is where I grew up, and so I'm very familiar with how that neighborhood really has transitioned a lot. It doesn't look like what it looked like when I grew up. So um, they don't have enough rooftops to support the grocery store, which means that the value in the neighborhood, you probably lost a lot of homeowners, and it probably
Mm.
turned into more of a neighborhood that was unstable. And so, what has to happen is you have to bring in more stability into the neighborhood for a grocery store of some substance to return in order to support a grocery store coming back into the neighborhood.
Huh.
And that's what they'll look for.
That's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
That's pretty interesting. So, I understand that you're the chief operations officer in the community development plan. Uh,
In my daytime job, I'm the chief cook and bottle washer. That's what I call myself. that's what I, and if my dad is listening, he'll probably say it's something different, but that's what I am. I'm the chief cook and bottle washer in the company.
oh yeah. So you do all the dirty work.
Well, we do the dirty work together. I would say that
Oh, okay.
we
So
work together. We've been working together for a long time.
so some I know sometimes it can be a little difficult working closely with your family. How's that work out?
It could we work together well. We do. That's probably why we've been working together for so long. I've heard the same thing. People say they can't work with their relatives, but we worked together for a very long time. So it's actually a lot of fun working with my dad, and I've enjoyed that. But I have heard people say, I don't think that I could work with my family. I don't think that I could work with, a parent for sure. But it's been a lot of fun working with my dad. Certainly have learned a lot working with him. It's part of what inspired me to write the book. Um, just being being closer and close up to understanding a little bit more about how businesses work and making sure that we as a people get to transfer that wealth and that legacy. As a people, we don't think about that, and that's really what I remember when he was talking about retiring and saying, I'm gonna close the doors. And I said, well, most people don't. Other cultures don't do that. They transfer that knowledge, and they transfer it to the next generation. So let's think about how we do that. And then other people that I knew had small businesses and side hustles, but were working alongside their family and not really establishing the foundation to transfer it to the next generation. But you're generating wealth, but you're not really sustaining the business, or you're not really keeping it in the family. And so all of that really just inspired me to really think about how do I put my skills and talents together to share that with other people. Um, and get legit together to do that. But you got to have the foundation in place to do that. And a lot of times we just don't have the foundations in place to do that.
So yeah, I used to work. So I spent like 18 years as a surgical technologist.
Okay.
My mother was an RN, and we worked at the same hospital, and we lived about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour away. And we carpool 5 days a week. We worked, and those were some of the best times
Mm-hmm.
uh, because we were able to just have a mother and son conversation about the trees on the highway. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Those
Mm-hmm.
moments you can't get back,
Mm-hmm.
but you can. Those moments serve as a pinnacle time into what you're saying, gleaning from the knowledge that my mom had
Mm-hmm.
to carry on to what I'm doing now.
Right.
Because my mother was a people person, my mother was a musician, my mother was a singer. I'm a people person. I can sing if I have to, but I'm a musician as well, and
Mm-hmm.
we're both medical.
Mm-hmm.
So it all tied in together, which was proved to be a fundamental building block for my personality and my drive today. And so,
Mm-hmm.
would you say that's what happened with you working with your father?
Uh, yes. Um, I think our personalities played off of each other for certain.
Uh,
I would definitely say that. Um, I learned a lot about. I learned a lot about. Um, how can I say this? I learned a lot about a lot of different things from my dad, but our personalities definitely um, played off of each other, and so a lot of times we get to have a lot of different types of conversations, just kind of being around each other. Um, but the time, you can't get those times back if you don't have those experiences. So I'm very grateful for the experiences to be able to do that.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Hmm.
So I also understand that you've done some social work.
Yep. My undergrad degree is in social work. So I've done social work as a part of my nonprofit for 12 years. And when I made one of the posts for the book, somebody reminded me that, this reminds me of the time when you had the nonprofit and you would come to the colleges and teach the kids about the college courses and, my whole nonprofit was about reconnecting youth and their families to school. They were on the verge of dropping out, and so she reminded me about that. And I said, "Well, goodness, I guess it never goes away." About that being able to do this knowledge transfer. So yeah, that is my background is social work.
Wow. So how did you how and ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, if you have any questions or anything while we're talking, feel free to type those in. Mr. Turn, is it Mr. Toon said, "Much love, my big sister." Mr. T, I don't know who that is.
That's my
Um,
youngest brother.
oh, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. And you know, she heard you. I know you heard her too. But anyway, uh, so let's talk about your book.
Hmm.
The name of the book is, as a matter of fact, let me put this up. You, ladies and gentlemen, you need to see this. All right, get legit. Not like the MC Hammer. This is
Not like the MC Hammer.
not like the MC Hammers. He said
Mm-mm.
too legit to quit. Um, this, but, but this is get legit. Um, 5 steps to turn your side hustle into a sustainable business. Get legit.
Hmm.
5 steps to turn your side hustle into a sustainable business. Now, right before we get into this, I'm looking at your logo in the middle. Describe that to me. Is that a plant or a tree being
It's a
watered?
tree. It's a tree.
Okay.
It's a tree that represents legacy and spreading the branches, and that's what the logo represent.
Yeah. Now now we're talking stuff. Um, because that just feeds into what you were explaining earlier about passing on what we know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the roots as the stability, and the
Mm-hmm.
branches are branching out, but it's still one tree.
Right.
Okay, how profound. So when you were coming up with the name for your book, what made you pick this name?
Oh, I got to think about it. I think it was, as I'm trying to remember, I think it was really about legitimizing businesses because the foundations of side hustles aren't always there, right? And people say, "Oh, I got a business," or you got a business, but you don't have proper contracts in place, but you running a business,
Uh,
or you don't have a business license, but you running a business, right?
uh-huh.
Or you don't have a business account, but you running a business. So it's about putting the right legal framework in place. That's the L. Um, the E is the right economic model in place. Do you have a business bank account? And I'm not talking about like a PayPal, but I'm talking about a business bank account, because some of those don't allow you to do business transactions. Some of them don't. Um, do you have the right governance structure in place? Are you being compliant with what you're supposed to do? That's for the G. The I is, do you have the infrastructure in place? Are you have the right contracts in place? You have the right systems and processes in place to track your customers. And then the T is for the traction. Do you have the right systems in place to be able to grow? And you know, a lot of us don't. But we running real businesses out here. We collect the money from people, but you know, we don't. I mean, and even businesses that may have been around 10, 12 years, one person businesses, if I, God forbid, if something happened to me today, is my business going to sustain itself if I'm, you know, jacked up and over here? What's going to happen to the business because I'm a one man show or I'm a two-man show? I don't have a process in place for the business to continue to grow. So we need to, if we want to pass it on to the next generation, we got to get the processes in place to do that. And so it's for the side hustler, it's for the emerging entrepreneur, it's for, the entrepreneur that's been in business 10 years, 12 years, 40 years. If we don't have the structures in place to move it on to the next generation, it's not going to happen. And we have to be able to, keep our wealth in our communities. And that's really what it's about, to try to be able to do that just on a fundamental basis.
Yeah. So you said something there. You can't really run. I guess you can. I guess one can call themselves the owner of a small business, but you don't have an EN number. You don't have a business account set up. Um, you don't have any bylaws for your company. Does all that play a part in
It does.
legitimizing your business?
It does. Here's a good example. When um, the business, when the World Cup was coming to Atlanta, I heard this on a in a webinar I was listening to. The World Cup was coming to Atlanta, and they had all kinds of webinars and trainings for small businesses to prepare and get ready. They have been doing this for almost a year, preparing for businesses. And I was listening at one of the workshops, and one of the questions came up. I put my application in to the portal, and it got denied. I've been in business for a year, and someone said, I don't understand why my business got denied. And the presenter responded and said, because your name of your business that you put into the portal did not match what was on the Georgia Secretary of State. It was just that simple. But this person said they had been in business for years, but the name that you put in there didn't match the name on the Secretary of State. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that's very important. I mean, because they probably thought it was some type of fraudulent thing going on.
And
So,
and another one. This has happened to me today. I was a registered agent service to do as a registered agent, and I was working with the banker, and so I sent her. Well, she looked it up on the Georgia Secretary of State, and she said your name isn't on the record here. And I said, well, no, because I've been in business for this length of time. She said, but your registered agent's name is here. It's not you, it's your registered agent. So I had to pull up my other documents to show her that I actually own the company. But it's just small things like that, by not knowing that I should be listed because the registered agent had listed themselves instead of me, because I wanted to make sure certain things were private, and I didn't know that they had listed themselves in these different areas. So again, it's checking to make sure that you know these things
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that all of your documents are in order to make sure that you can move to the next step. And sometimes we just don't know, though. We just don't know, right? But that's really what Get Legit is about. It's just making sure that, you know, that you have all of your ducks in a row. The foundation is there so that you can pass it on to the next generation. That's it.
So you kind of explained in a nutshell why we should go legit. Okay, you explained to us what the acronyms mean, what it spells out, and which is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Um, so you in the book, you the concept of the book is you have 5 steps to turn your side hustle into a sustainable business,
Hmm.
and so you need a legit plan. Is one thing that you said. Well, one of the things in your so a couple of chapters in your book is why go legit.
Hmm.
So you've kind of explained that because
Hmm.
if you're not legit, then you can't get the business that you would be getting because companies do background. So prime example. Um, so I'm J Will Music Production LLC.
Hmm.
I'm registered with the state of Ohio as a small business. I got my EN number, all this good stuff. I was doing podcast services for a company. They wanted me to come in, tape their podcast. But before I did that, they wanted my EIN number before they would cut me a check.
Hmm.
And they asked me for my state credentials before they would cut me a check.
Hmm.
Now, had I not had those, items available, then I would have lost that contract.
Right.
And what you're saying is absolutely right. You got to make sure if you're striving for success, taking the necessary steps to make sure while you're on your way to success that you're successful while trying to be successful is a pinnacle part of your growth as a business.
Hmm.
So the second chapter is you need a legit plan. So kind of explain that to me a little bit. You need a legit plan.
You need a plan because you need to understand where you're going. I mean, everybody needs a roadmap. I mean, you can just be out here, um, just doing things or having a business, but I mean, what's the goal, right? I mean, what is the business for? It's great to set it up, but then at the end of the day, I mean, what's the plan? You just making money.
Huh.
For some people, that's the plan, but you need to have a plan. You need to have an end game.
So is your plan like your business model? What your
You need a
company's going to be
business
representing?
model.
Uh
You
huh.
need to have vision, a mission, because if you don't have those things, even for um, a business application for a grant or a loan, they're going to ask you those things when you're applying for financing. They're going to ask you those things when you're um, trying to put those applications together. And so if you don't have a business plan, the same thing with the World Cup. Again, they wanted a business plan. Um, Even though they said anybody who has any type of business can apply, you still had to have a business plan. Now you could apply, but if you didn't have those things,
Mm-hmm.
then the next step was they were going to have make sure you had those things before they gave you any money. You had to go through that whole process. Um, yeah, you had to be registered with the state, but the next step was they were going to help you get registered or help you get a business plan because they weren't going to just give you $5,000 or $10,000 because you signed up in the portal. You had to have a plan as to what you were going to do with that money. You might have been selling, I don't know, you might have been selling hotcakes for 20 years, but if you didn't have a plan as to what you were going to do after you got their money, that wasn't going to work for them. You had to have a plan. So you got to have vision, you have goals, you got a 5-year plan, you need a plan.
So this ties into a question. Um, I don't know what this gentleman's name is. It's Tel Yancey, I guess. He says, let me put this up. His question is, does any steps in your book discuss routes to finance your business?
I don't get into that too deep in the book. I give you some options for getting some basic financing, but I don't give too deep into that in the book. In some of the sessions afterwards, so the book gives you the five steps to basically getting the foundation in place. But we have other sessions, other cohorts that will help you with that. So we have a basic framework session, which actually we will have coming up on August 16th. If you're local in Atlanta, we do have that session where we will do a pre-business assessment to see where you are in your business, and then we'll get more in depth in the five steps, the get legit steps. So we'll have that session coming up if anyone's interested in that and they're local. And then we also have a resolving roadblocks. So if you're stuck in a certain level, then we talk about what that level is, and we talk about how you can move from that level to the next level. So we have think tanks that you can register for to resolve those businesses. If you're kind of more in a mature level in your business, we have a cohort that you can get into called execution discipline. So how you can move from there to really moving into building legacy or the next level of growth. So we have a number of sessions that will move you into different levels. So we don't really get into the details of the financing part in the book, but we have different sessions that will help you with that.
Yeah, a think tank. So you got the chalkboard out and you're staying there until you figure some stuff out.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. When I was studying Six Sigma, we call it poker yoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
You know,
Six Sigma. I know
yeah,
about it, but I don't know it.
yeah, we was doing Keyban and poker yoking and all that good stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. One person said, let me see, let me show this. One aspect of the book that I learned from the book is the foundational phase.
Mm-hmm.
So, explain the foundational phase is when you set up your stuff and make sure that your foundation is solid before you
Mm-hmm.
start building on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's the foundation part is all of having all of those five things in place, but you have to have those things in place before you move to the next level. I mean, because if you don't be without one, then you're going to be stuck or something's missing. So each one builds off the other. So if you don't have the legal in place, then there's something going to be missing. So each one of them builds off of the other one. But it's like a pyramid. So you've got to have each one of these phases in place, each one of these levels in place to build to the next one. I mean, you can build, but it's not going to last.
Yeah, sustainability because it's not on a good
Mm-hmm.
foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the chapters is why are you in business?
Yeah, everybody needs to know their why.
Yeah, yeah. When I was doing Sigma training, they say ask five whys. It's the five whys. Ask yourself that question of why five
Mm-hmm.
times when you
Mm-hmm.
get ready to negotiate something. And I use that principle all the time. Like, why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, why did I think this is going to work? Why would I
Mm-hmm.
think this wouldn't work? Just keep asking yourself whys. And if you can answer all those whys, you know, to me, I think that you're on a good path for success.
Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to have a why. I mean, you need to know why you're in business. I mean, you do.
Yeah, but I mean, you would think that'd be common sense, wouldn't you? You think if somebody's going to start a business that they want to know why they want to start a business?
You would think.
I guess common sense is not really common, is it?
Everybody needs to know their why.
Know that why.
And be well, let me say everybody needs to be able to articulate their why.
Uh huh. Uh huh. First to themselves and then somebody else, so you can get buy-in.
Hmm.
I was talking to a gentleman here in America not too long ago, and I explained to them that in any level of business, you have to have buy-in from the people that you want to help you or the people that you're selling to.
Hmm.
Because if they're not buying into what you're selling, they're not going to
Okay.
participate.
Hmm. And they're really buying into you,
Yeah.
right? So if you're not believable, if you're not relation, if they don't have a relationship with you, then they're not going to do it. If they can't relate, it's not going to happen. So if you can't sell your why, if you don't believe your why, who's gonna buy you? Who's gonna participate?
That's facts. That's facts. So the next point is who's with me. How do you figure
Who's
that
with
out
me?
now? How do you figure that out? How do you figure that out now? Because some people that say they with you are feeding you pseudoistical jargon.
What was that word again?
Pseudoistical. I just
Pseudoistical.
yeah, so pseudo means false.
I got
And
that part.
yeah, that's pseudoistical. Yeah, yeah. I, I mean, I've been thinking of these words pseudoistical. I mean, anyway. Some people say they with you, but how can you tell?
You can tell pretty quickly. You can tell pretty quickly who's with you. Um, I learned quickly who was with me and who wasn't. I did. Um, you need a good, solid group of people that are going to support you. Um, you need a good group of people who are going to support you. Some people are there just to see. Some people are there to see you fail. But you need a good support system. If this is all that you do, if this is your side hustle and you don't have anything else, you know those people are going to be there whether you're successful or not. Because sometimes it takes a couple of times, a couple of attempts to until you get it right. But you need people who are going to be there through the thick and thin. And sometimes people are just there through the thick and not the thin.
Yeah,
And so you need a good support system, because it's not easy being an entrepreneur. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not. Um, it is not for the faint of heart. So you need a strong support system that can support you and be there.
yeah. I think that sometimes people want the short haul
Mm-hmm.
instead of the long haul. As far as support goes, people
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to support you in small segments and not for the long term. But
Mm-hmm.
some businesses, uh, depending on what type of business it is, may take a while to develop into a juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I guess what you're saying is you have to find those people who are in it for the long haul, who want to be with you through the good, the bold, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's let's see. One person said, I found that Get Legit was on par with Score that I participated in 15 years ago. It's a great
Oh,
process.
yay. Yay. That's good.
Yeah, hey,
Thank you.
look, you're on the map. Thank you.
Yeah.
Civet89 said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate that comment. Yeah, that's good stuff. So, hey, already you're doing a great work. Great work.
Thank you. Thank you.
So set it up already. What do you mean by that?
Just do it. Quit talking about it. Just do it.
You don't that drive you crazy? That drive you crazy. It drives me bananas. It drives.
Just do it. Just get it done.
Just get it done. Just stop talking about it. Just stop. Just do it.
Just do it.
Uh, this person said they're very proud of you.
That's my daughter.
Hey daughter, hi, how you doing? Jay Will. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, while we're having this discussion about this book, um, you know, Get Legit, 5 steps to turn your side hustle into a sustainable business. And just for a plug-in, if you like strong coffee, go to strongcoffeecompany.com. And when you use the promo code JWill Podcast, you'll receive a 25% discount on all your purchases. I know y'all like coffee. Probably not in the summertime, but wintertime and fall is coming up. Go to strongcoffee.com. And tune in to JWill Gospel Radio. I have gospel music playing 24/7. So get it done already. Y'all stop playing around. Get it done.
Get it done.
I know people been talking about what they gonna do. Oh, you love coffee, love cold brew. Thank you. All right, yeah, strongcoffeecompany.com. Use JWill Podcast as a promo code for 25% discount on all your purchases. So people been telling me for years, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. And they never do it. And so what I find myself doing is staying away from those people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would want to surround myself with people who are strategically committed to what they want to do and what they're planning on doing.
Mm-hmm.
So set it up already. Stop talking about it. If you don't know how to set it up, get in touch with Miss Wiles. I'm sure she can walk you through the process. You have an email address you like to shoot to them right quick?
I do. My email address is info@elaineenterprises.com.
Say it one more time. These people getting their pen ready.
info@elaineenterprises.com. Should I type it? Ooh,
Sure.
can I do that? Okay,
You probably can. You can put it in the comments.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in here for you to put in the comments. Oh, let me see. Info. Oh, can I do that?
It should pop up in the comments.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
So we're gonna put her email address in there. So
Okay. Oh, there it is. Enterprises. So yes, there's my email. So I would say there, and then we're also on Instagram at Get Legit Legacy, and then on Facebook. So we're going to make a big announcement on Tuesday. So make sure you check out our social media on Tuesday.
yeah.
And then remember to buy the book if you don't have it. It is on Amazon. And then again, if you're local, we have a session coming up on August the 16th. The business framework, basically it's like business 101. It's talking about the Get Legit framework. It is part of, and I'm gonna give this plug, it's part of the Black Business Month at my church. It's their 5th annual Black Business Expo at Impact Church in East Point. And it is a free event, but there is a fee to the Get Legit session if you are not a vendor. So they have a few more vendor slots if you want to participate as a vendor, but if not, then there's a fee to the Get Legit session.
Okay.
And so I would like to just say too, if you are just starting out or if you have a side hustle that you want to turn into a sustainable business, let's work on getting you a strong foundation in place. Let's do that and make sure we diagnose before you build. But if you are already in a business and on some level and you feel like you're stalled or you're not growing, then let's just get together and talk about how we can get you structured for growth and sustainability and build that legacy and build something that can outlast you. Let's work on that. And thank you for having me today. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're most welcome. I ran across a kid one time, and it's just the craziest thing. My wife said that I was absolutely bananas. Oh, this person said, great info, Bridget. bought my book today.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you
Yeah.
all for supporting me. I appreciate you all.
So I ran across this kid that asked me, did I did I want to buy a rock? I can't make this up. I'm not making this up. I wish I was making this up. This is for real, for real. Um, and the way they came the way they approached me with it was they said, "Excuse me, sir. Could I have a moment of your time?" That piqued my interest
Mm-hmm.
because they were respectful of my time. This little kid had to be like 9, 10 years old, and they said, "Would you like to purchase a rock from me?" And I was like, "For real though, a rock?" And when they pulled the rock out, it was they took the time to paint the rock, and it was had designs on the rock.
Oh wow.
And I said, "Sure, how much is the rock?" And they said $3. And I gave the kid a 5 and said, "Keep the change."
Mm-hmm.
And so what caught my attention was she had a plan for engaging with people in
Mm-hmm.
order to sell her product. She said, "Excuse me, sir, could I have a moment of your time?"
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had been working with her
Mm-hmm.
on approachability. So um,
Mm-hmm.
people in doing your business, you have to make sure that you approach people and not take for granted that just because they know you, they're going to listen to you
Yes.
and that they're
Yes.
going to automatically be on board. You have to come like business like, you know?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a question for you. Can you share the difference between hustle versus grind mentally for both of you? Oh,
I'm gonna let you go first.
well, for me, a grind is something I do Monday through Friday with my regular job that pays all the bills.
Mm-hmm.
A hustle is something I do on the side to get play money. So for you know, that's what I that's what I do on the side. It's not my livelihood. My grind is my
Mm-hmm.
livelihood. I'm not gonna quit my grind. I'm I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting up and I'm clocking in, and I'm going to my 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and an occasional Saturday because I get paid time and a half, and oh that money looks so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But my hustle is what I do on the side to generate extra revenue so I can have play money so it don't take away from my household income.
Mm.
So that's what Civet, I hope that answered your question from my perspective. Go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
I would say your grind would be your 9 to 5. For some people, it might be your 8 to 9. It's your day-to-day job. Um, your hustle is, and the hustle could be your passion job.
Uh-huh.
It could be what you like to do most. It could be what you spend most of your time on because it's something that you're really passionate about. And so I think that's really where I got turn your side hustle into your sustainable business, because it might be your passion project. Your grind might not be your passion project. Like you said, it might be what pays your bills because you got to do it. But the hustle is more something that drives you. Um, and so that could be that's why it could be turning into your a sustainable business that becomes your legacy business. So I would say your hustle is something that drives you. It's your passion project as opposed to your grind. The grind is something you just got to do it, and it
Yeah.
pays the bills, like you said.
Yeah. You know what? I'm so glad we had this conversation because, you
Me
know,
too. Thank you.
by you talking to me, let me know that I'm not a nut job. I'm not crazy, people. Jay Will's not crazy. So, um, no, I'm not cray cray. But the radio station and me podcasting would be considered my hustle. I like doing podcasting. I like running the
Mm-hmm.
radio station. J Will Gospel Radio on Live 365. Look me up on the internet. You can download the station. You can pull it up, J Will Gospel Radio. But this is my hustle. Um, but what I planned on doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I retired from my grind in about 10 years.
Okay.
I wanted to start my hustle with this now, so that by the time I retire, I've built it up enough and developed a reputation enough
Mm-hmm.
to where it could provide some supplemental income outside of my retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I did that. So you help me. You let me know I'm not crazy.
Yeah, and it becomes your sustainable business. It becomes your legacy.
Yeah. And plus, I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a musician. So I
Okay.
play I play for two churches on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider that a hustle. Y'all forget that's not a hustle, but in a relative perspective, it kind of is
Mm-hmm.
because it's something outside of my grind.
But it's still your passion, right? It's
It
what you're
is my
passionate
passion.
about doing. Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So you let me know I'm not crazy.
Not crazy.
You penned this statement, thinking you can build wealth inside your hustle all by yourself. Um,
Mm.
how did you how do you deter?
You know what? I don't know. I got to think about that one. You're gonna have to ask me a question. I'm gonna tell you I don't know. I had to think about that.
So I got a couple of questions off of that. When I read that, I
Okay.
was like, because it says thinking you can build wealth inside your hustle all by yourself. And so, how do you determine if you need help?
Well, you need help. You can't do it alone. I mean, you need help because you need a team. You need support to do that. I just don't think you can do it by yourself. I mean, we just named off need how you need a support system to be able to do that, right?
Yes.
So you can't do it by yourself because you need a support system. You need other resources. Um, unless you're wealthy already, to be able to fund your side hustle, you need resources, right? You need a team of people. You may need one or two because you don't necessarily know all the things that you need to know. So you need a team of people, whether that team is a team of one or two, but you need somebody. Otherwise, you're going to burn yourself out. Just that alone. So
Yeah.
you need other people, at least a one or a two, but you need somebody else to help you. But you can't do it alone. And I can tell you, um, my faith has sustained me, as well as other people. But you need help to build your business.
And if I may have the liberty, if you don't mind, to add to that, you got to have faith.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Faith without works is dead. That's the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I also got to, faith is um, immunao in the Greek, which means confident expectation. So you have to be confident, and you have to have an expectation that your outcome is going to be for your good and not your demise.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I want to contribute that you want to have people that you work with that love you enough not to be a yes man or a yes woman.
Agreed.
You need the honest truth sometimes. Well, you need the honest truth all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't need everybody to agree with you all the time. I need somebody to tell me, Jay, that ain't gonna work, bro. And then I'll proceed to ask them, why don't you think that'll work? So you ought to be able to tell me why it ain't gonna work if you tell me it ain't gonna work. But you need to I surround myself with people who are really hard on me with some of my decision making,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me question whether or not I'm making the right decisions. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does. Whether or not you listen is another thing, but it gives you a moment to at least stop and think. am I making the right decision? Right. It at least allows you to pause and say, maybe I need to consider something different.
Get legit, y'all. 5 steps to turn your side hustle into a sustainable business. 5 steps.
Thank you.
Y'all need to get this book. So before we get out of here, shoot your say your email address one more time. I want to put this in the chat because it's in public.
Info
Uh-huh.
at Elaine Enterprises,
Spell Elaine.
ELAINE
Okay.
enterprises.com.
Enterprises.com.
Yes.
You know what?
You got, let me
Did
see.
I spelled the
Nope,
enterprises wrong.
you did. That's okay. Let me see.
Lord, hold on, let me delete that. Don't y'all write that down. Don't y'all don't you? So let me tell you, I wear glasses, okay? I, I wear I wear glasses. And so, but my glasses reflect in my camera. So I don't have my glasses on. Info that look, somebody else is crying. Jesse, don't be laughing at me. That is funny. That is funny stuff. I don't have my glasses on. You see, I'm kind of squinting,
Oh,
cause,
goodness.
but it causes. I'm gonna have to get me another camera, or get like a filter over there or something. Info Elaine.
I put it in the chat for you. I put it in your chat for you.
Oh, I said, hold on, let me see.
Oh, goodness.
Oh yeah, hold on, let me copy it. Well, let me copy it.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Was that funny or what?
That was funny.
Like, I was like, wait a minute, because I'm trying to. Let's see, we're gonna paste it.
Oh, oh boy. That's funny.
Now we're cooking. Oh, wait a minute.
Now we're cooking. That was,
Now we
yes, that's it.
Now we're cooking. Let me tell you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, I have
Oh,
enjoyed this conversation. You know what? It's like talking to an old friend, a friend of mine.
oh, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah, you're
much.
just so sweet. Um, somebody who's this?
Oh,
Oh, wait a
goodness.
minute. What they say? Oh, there it is, right there.
Yes.
Y'all write that down. You could probably copy and paste it. Don't write down. Don't put no I in front. I put enterprises, not enter. Anyway, this has been such a great time,
Oh,
and
goodness.
laughter does the heart like a medicine. Who's it? I got help
Whew.
on. I got help on here. It says I get it. I wear glasses too. They probably don't make the same mistake
Oh,
because
goodness.
all these letters start to look alike. So this is great stuff. I appreciate you so. Look, she I I've done my job. I don't made her laugh. Look,
Oh,
she don't laugh hard. You're gonna be thinking about this. You're gonna
I
tell
am.
Ontario about this. Ontario, he spelled enterprise with a I.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, my
before
goodness.
before we go, I'm gonna put that up there again. Y'all make sure not that. I want to put the there we go. Y'all write that down with an E, not an I. Is there any profound statement or any other piece of advice that you would like to give these listeners before we get out of here?
Whew. Let me see. Let me calm down. Um, no, I think like I said, if you're just starting out, we can help you. Let's diagnose something before you build it. If you already in business, let's get something structured, um, and get it sustained so you can build that legacy. So you can build something that outlasts you. That's really what you want to do. That's what I feel like my purpose is to be able to help you. So let's make some history. Let's make it profitable. Let's get it legit.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from the professor. The turn your hustle into a business guru who has a great book going on. Y'all need to get this book. She's a wonderful person. She's approachable, a loving person who authentically wants to help you and help your family. And this information is priceless because nobody's coming to us telling us how other people are getting this done.
Nope.
And we have someone in our own community who is helping us find our way. If you haven't found your way already, and even if you have found your way, you may need a tune-up. You may need to hear the same information gurgitated to you again, over and over again. All right, so support me, Cash App $ J Will Podcast, or via the donate feature on the RSS.com homepage, J Will Podcast homepage. Or you can email me at leewill@gmail.com. Leewill, @gmail.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, homies and homeheads, don't wait till you get sick to go to the doctor. Get yourself checked out. A1C, blood pressure, cholesterol, all that good stuff. Men, go to the doctor, get your prostate checked. Don't wait until, you're having problems and then you decide to go. Get routine checkups so they can get ahead of this stuff. And get some life insurance. Don't leave your family strapped in case something happens to you. We love chicken dinners, but we tired of selling chicken dinners and GoFundMe's because you were not prepared. Get prepared. If you have any questions or concerns, hit me up at leewill, @gmail.com. Leewill, @gmail.com. All right, until the next time, may the Lord God bless and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you, and may the Lord God give you peace. Don't hang up, ma'am, while we get.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. For more information about the J Will Podcast, email jwill@leewill, @gmail.com.